Well, storms developed overnight Tuesday night as expected and dumped beneficial rainfall for many areas, but largely missing severe drought regions. We take a look at the next thunder chances and the heat advisory ahead. So here's a look at the radar loop about 12:45 a.m. Last night, as the bulk of the storms were just about to head in the Twin Cities. And this is when it had that bow. It was producing some winds, but they dropped those severe thunderstorm warnings just as they moved across the metro. Winds largely dropped just below severe criteria. So the wind reports you see here were actually below that severe criteria, even though they're showing up in the severe weather reports. 56 miles an hour was the gust picked up in St. Paul at about 1:43 a.m. But the winds were stronger across portions of west central Minnesota, where there were some tree limbs down and more extensive damage. And we saw a very nice rainfall for much of the western and southern metro, just over an inch at MSP. That's the biggest precipitation event we've had since March 31st, when it was in the form of rain and snow that day. Pretty sad considering June is our wettest month of the season and July is pretty much right behind it. So this is a radar estimate of the rainfall. So you can see the swath of the heaviest rain. Everything in green is over an inch. And I've circled the severe drought areas. You can see the northerly spots in central Minnesota largely missed. They did see some rain, but it was under a half inch largely across Stearns County and Anoka County. But Olmsted County did get a little bit more rain, especially the northern half of the county, some spots picking up an inch to an inch and a half of rain. Now this will not factor in this week's drought monitor that comes out tomorrow morning because that data only goes through early Tuesday. So we'll have to wait till next week to see what impact it has on the drought. But this is what's left of that MCS, mesoscale convective system, classic type storms we get this time of the year. And you can see the outflow from it, even on the satellite imagery, blowing out away from it, that rain-cooled air. Now it's going to be hot. Heat advisory in effect through 8 p.m. Thursday. It includes all of the Twin Cities into western Wisconsin, a good chunk of central Minnesota, where we'll see probably the hottest temperatures and hottest heat indices in that area. Highs still in the low to mid 90s today in the Twin Cities, hotter to the west. That's where we'll probably see upper 90s just because they cleared out earlier. And the heat index, though, is going to feel about the same, even if we're a couple degrees cooler than we would have been today because it's more humid thanks to those showers and thunderstorms we had. Highs tomorrow, probably mid 90s at least. I wouldn't be shocked to see some upper 90s in southern Minnesota. And the heat index tomorrow, once again, right around triple digits. So that's why we have that heat advisory. They may even upgrade us to an excessive heat warning if we can get past 100 for the heat index tomorrow. It all depends upon these thunderstorm chances. Now tonight's turn is for the northern half of the state. Might see a couple showers or a thunderstorm even wander into the Twin Cities late tonight, early tomorrow. If that gives us some morning cloud cover, that'll affect things again. And then late tomorrow, we see more thunderstorms develop in the evening. So we're still in this pattern where we'll see some occasional thunder chances because we're on the northern edge of the cap. We're right in this spot where we get the heat, but also we can still get some thunder because it's not as hot aloft. And we have plenty of energy, of course, with the heat and humidity. Energy to the north today. Tomorrow it's going to be over us. And then Friday it starts to push a little further south as we start to see cooler air move in. So we are going to get some relief from the heat still. In fact, the one little glimmer of good news is that Friday may not hit 90 now. It had looked like it would. So still upper 80s though, it's still pretty muggy. We do have a marginal risk of severe weather for those storms that do develop tomorrow evening. Pretty low, level 1 out of 5. Maybe a better chance though for the southernmost counties on Friday into Iowa of a slight risk, level 2 out of 5. That's where that cool front may set up and time out right with the daytime heating to see some stronger storms late Friday. Either way, the weekend is looking gorgeous. By cooler, it will be below 90, but we're still talking about temperatures that are going to be at or above normal. The normal high is about 82, 83 degrees, and we're looking at about 84, 85. Sunshine though, and lower humidity, but we may be back towards 90 again by next Tuesday. So we're definitely in those dog days of summer.